Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? What y'all got going on, man? Let a couple people get up in here before we crank this thing up, man. Free Kodak, man. Yo, what's up, y'all? Today we're gonna speak on Kodak, man. Kodak feels like his life is in jeopardy. You know, I'm the one that don't really like corruption, so I'm gonna go ahead and go live for about 20 minutes with y'all about this situation. Wait for a couple more people to get up in here. All right. For those that don't know, you know, Kodak Black's in prison. All right. Well, Kodak Black just made a post. He was just recently, you know, they charged him. They said that he hit an officer. He came out, made a post a couple weeks ago, and was saying that he felt drugged. You know, he felt drugged, and he felt like you know, he felt like they set him up, and you know, they're just doing it. They're basically doing it to like extort him out of money. That's what he felt like the officers were doing and everything. So he just posted again, and this is what he's really been going through. Because last time he posted, he was in confinement. They ain't gave him no hygiene. They didn't give him no commissary. He didn't have nothing while he was back there. So he just made this post. I'll show y'all the picture. He just posted this right here. And I'm going to go ahead and read it off to y'all what it is he said that's happening right now. All right, so this right here, you know, it says Lieutenant F. Arroyo has been very vindictive towards me, and I have a strong feeling it has something to do with me being set up, laced, bruised, and brutally beaten 2 weeks before my court date. For those that don't know, he was in an altercation or whatnot while he was in there, but he said that they all jumped on him, and he said he was drugged, and something was laced. He doesn't know what it was. He went to seek medical attention. They show that on camera, and they denied his medical attention. Okay, so he said the officer's just trying to get clout off of him. Words going around on the compound that the officer's saying he's going to get like 10 million out of him. You know, so he's sending, you know, he's sending words out to let them know he feels like they're playing him. So it says, there is a big conspiracy going on in this building on me. San Diego Torres is using her position wrongfully in Miami FDC and is abusing her authority. She has been writing falsified incident reports on me to take phone privileges that I get once a week while in solitary. So he's saying that this female officer is writing false incident reports so that way he gets his, you know, privileges taken, which I can go for that because they've done it to me before when I was in the chain gang. They've wrote fake reports on me and everything too. They do. I've seen it. I know it happens, you know, so I wouldn't doubt that's really what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So he says also doing anything to take my game time so that I can't come home literally until when I'm supposed to. See, they do stuff like that too. When I was at Calhoun in the Panhandle, they would literally take your game time for you for no reason, you know, just so that way you have to max out. Because your game time in Florida, you get 10 days good time a month if you stay out of trouble. So it pushes your date up 10 days every time, as long as you ain't got a mandatory sentence. You feel me? So he's saying that they're writing fake reports to take his game time to make a max out. Max out means you took it all the way to the door. You did your whole bid with no game time. You know, so you feel me? This is a free Kodak video. You know, Kodak from my hometown, so I gotta put free Kodak. You feel me? So let me keep going. One morning, she pulled me out my cell to tell me she is going to take my pretty little girlfriend off my visitation list for no other reason but to add insult to my distress, not being able to see my significant other while locked away in this hellhole. See? So he's saying that the female officer took him out of his cell just to let him know, I'm taking your little girlfriend off your visitation list so that way you can't see your girl while you're here, and shit like that. See, they do foul stuff like that. You know, I've seen him take people's Vizos plenty of time. Shit, by the time I EOS and came home from the chain gang, my Vizo was still suspended. They took my Vizo from me for the rest of the time I'm in Department of Corrections due to the KFROG TV stuff that I went to confinement for. So I know they take Vizos, and that wasn't even my first time getting Vizo taken. My first time getting a phone DR, they took my Vizo for 6 months. The second time, they took it for a whole year. You know, that's why I've only had a handful of visits while I was in prison. You know, but I can believe that they're writing fake reports and stuff like that just to take people off of your Vizo list. You know, like they see, they try to get to you however they can. They know, oh, you're excited. You know, they might be putting you through hell all week, and then when the weekend comes, they see you hanging out, you're having fun with your girlfriend or your kids, so then they'll go out of their way to take them off them visitation lists, you know, say they were denied for something or anything it could be, just so that way, you know, it don't look like you're enjoying yourself while you're in there. You get what I'm saying? So y'all run these likes up, man. But I'm gonna keep going on with this. Also, I was denied visit with my mother on December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. Not only does my incoming mail take an average of a month to get to me, but they are messing with my outgoing mail as well. Okay, now that's another thing. He's saying that his mom went there 2 days before Christmas and they denied her a Vizo, and that they're holding his mail from going out and in, which that is believable because I know from experience. I sent out a whole bunch of mail one time when I was doing a box bid, and I got out like 45 days later, and when I went to property to pick up all my belongings, I had all my mail. And all my mail came in and the stack that went out. And then the stack that went out had a what's that, a little, the little paper notes that you stick on there, like a paper tab or whatever on there. Those, and each one of them on my outgoing mail sent unauthorized by the warden. They put a hold on my mail from going out. You see, so I know that for him to be saying this, you know, clearly they are holding his mail. You see what I'm saying? So, and this is where a lot of officers fail to realize. See, getting mail isn't a privilege. You know what I'm saying? It's a priority. It isn't a privilege. It's allowed. We're supposed to get mail. Even if they put you in confinement, unless you're doing something illegal through the mail, then they could put you on mail restriction or mail hold, or you're writing someone that you're not supposed to have contact with, stuff like that. But a lot of officers will try to take mail from you and not send your mail out like if it's a privilege, when really it isn't. It's a priority. That's one thing for inmates. We're supposed to get our mail. At Charlotte, they would buck us when I was in confinement and not give us mail sometimes. And we know it wasn't a holiday, and we'd be in there banging on the door screaming till 4, 5, 6 in the morning about our mail. That's one thing that will make an inmate buck, is their mail. You know, and that's what it is. And I've had them give me letters before through my flap, and when I get it, it's just an envelope. And I'm like, hey, Sarge, man, where my mail at? Oh, I guess that's all they sent. You see? They make it look like my family just sent me a blank an envelope with nothing in it. When you know your family, you know that ain't what it is. You see what I'm saying? So they do foul shit. But like he said, his mom was denied December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. Not only does my incoming mail take an average of a month to get to me, but they are messing with my outgoing mail as well. And I believe that shit. You know, my family hasn't received none of my letters for the holidays, which is borderline cruel and unethical. But as if all this is not enough, on December 31st, New Year's Eve to be exact, I was handed an empty tray for breakfast. Okay, I spoke on this before in my videos. They are called ghost trays. They give you a tray on camera, you know, because there's cameras now in prison. They will give you a tray, it'll come in the flap, and then you open the tray and there's nothing in there. That is a ghost tray. That's what they do. That's the cruel thing that officers do, because on camera it looks like they fed you. You know, they'll hand them all out going down the line, and they won't change up how they look on camera. It'll just be an empty one when it goes in your tray. I mean, in your room. So they gave Kodak a ghost tray. He says, I was handed an empty tray for breakfast. I brought it to their attention, but nothing was done for me, since the camera shows them entering a tray through my flap. But meanwhile, there is nothing in my tray when I open it. See? Like I said, I spoke on this before in videos. You know, the ghost tray. You know, they be getting away with too much stuff, shit that they shouldn't be getting away with, you know. They doing this to Kodak Black, you know. I know he's just another human being, but he's a celebrity. He's got more he's got more, you know, like backbone than just a regular person out here. So they get away with stuff like this with regular people like me or anybody that's watching this, you know. But since he's a celebrity, there's going to be a way it's going to come out to the open, you know, and it's going to get recognized. You see what I'm saying? So he was handed a ghost tray, you know, which I know I would have been hot too, banging on the door, nothing, and the next thing you know, they'll come in there and they'll tell you to stop banging on the door, but really you ain't gonna stop banging because they didn't feed you, and then it shows them on camera at your door, makes it look like they were trying to tell you to stop, and then you didn't stop, then they're gonna come in and gas you, they're gonna spray you, you know what I'm saying? Okay, and then he says, they are strategically killing me slowly in here. I have been humiliated over and over again. I am highly disappointed in the way they have treated not only me, but all the other inmates in the facility. With their self-serving agenda, they will always side with their fellow officers, whether right or wrong, which that is true, okay? No matter what it is, an officer is going to side with another officer. It is rare that they side with an inmate. I had a sarge literally tell me to my face at Calhoun, out of 19 years of work, I ain't never sided with an inmate. When I go in here, whatever these officers decide to do with you, whatever their paperwork says is what will be on mine. And that's what it is. You see what I'm saying? So I understand the shit he's going through, you know, telling him, hey man, I ain't getting no food, or hey man, what's up, where my mail at? You know, anything it could be. Bet it up, Tyler. You know, anything, you know. And then when he addresses the situation, the officers ain't doing nothing because they're siding with whatever another officer says. Man, I gave that man a tray, man. I gave him a tray. He must have dumped it in the toilet. He ate that shit already. He already ate it. You know, stuff like that. And then you be dead ass so mad that there ain't nothing you can do about it because there's no proof. They know how to follow their steps. You know, just like for convicts, how you know how to get away with things for a while, so do the officers. They work there. They know the ins and outs. They know which cameras don't work. They know things you don't know. There might be 100 cameras on the compound and only 70 of them work. Us inmates don't know which 70 they are. Eventually we get word of it and find out. But these officers know, oh, that camera don't work. That camera, you know, there's a bunch of different things. So he said that he's a target, man. He feels like people are trying to kill him. You know, he's having major issues while he's back there. And now, when you're a celebrity and you go in there, you're a target off rip. A lot of celebrities, you know, they go PC. As soon as they get in there, they go PC. And then a lot of them, whether they choose to or not, they literally have to sign out that they don't want to be PC. Because, you know, people are going to try to get at them regardless. People want to be known like, boy, I'm the one that wet Kodak. Boy, I'm the one that ran down on Kodak. You know, so people are going to try it. You ain't going to everyone ain't going to be your friend. You can't make everybody happy. At the end of the day, you ain't going to make everybody happy. Like me, I'm Frog. I got some people that like me, some people that don't. I ain't never did nothing to make no one don't like me. But, you know, everybody got their different vibes and different, you know, like people for different things, dislike people for different things, you know. So he feels like he's, you know, he feels like he's being targeted and they're going to kill him. You know, like I said, he claimed he was drugged, you know, and was being mistreated and stuff like that. He said that he was in confinement for over 100-something days and ain't received no hygiene. You know, that's one thing that we go in about in the chain gang. You know, you'll be in the box 45 days and you can't even get a toothbrush. You can't even get a bar of soap. Like you're back there, when it's time to go shower, all you can do is get in the water. You ain't got nothing to bathe with. You know, they get away with so much. And then for them to be doing it to us, someone who's got like a big platform, it ain't gonna do nothing but definitely come to the light. You know, it's all about who makes a difference about it, who brings it out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I want y'all to drop in the comments, you know, free Kodak, free Bill, you feel me? Free Kill Bill. Y'all run them likes up or whatnot. Because you look at it, man, the more, okay, he put these people on blast when he was in there just a couple weeks ago. So now a couple weeks later, more reports come out. You think them people are going to be cool with him because he put them people on blast? Nah, they're going to try harder to, you know, harder and harder for things to happen. You know, they're gonna, and then the officers that you didn't try, but they're gonna side with their officers. These are dudes they go to work with. These are people they know. These are people they probably hung out with on the streets. You know, you're just an inmate. You're in there for breaking the law, stuff like that. You know. You know, being in there serving time for your crime, that's one thing. But when the officers are abusing their authority and getting away with it, that's a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole different thing that I see. I don't see it wrong with people doing time for their crime. You know, that's what they deserve. That's what we all deserve. Okay? But when the officers are abusing their authority and they do things that they're not supposed to do, they're basically committing a crime their self. You get what I'm saying? But the like I said, man, you know, this is about Kodak. You know, y'all hit that like button real quick. I ain't gonna be on here much longer. You know, not only that, you know, them mistreating Kodak, you know, can turn into, you know, a serious situation. You get what I'm saying? Because due to the fact that, you know, Kodak Black's considered a gang member. So, you know, when you're a gang member and them officers, you know, when I was in prison in the chain gang, them officers couldn't just do anything they want to a gang member. Them brothers gonna get involved. Just because you're an officer don't spare you from that individual's brothers or that individual's other affiliates. It doesn't spare you because you're an officer. You know, you'll see a lot of gang sergeants and stuff like that walking around, buck 50, you know, big scars, and are all wet. They've been wet up before, you know, and then you look at it like, damn, you know, a lot of people look at it like, damn, so officers be getting wet too, you know, yeah, but they get they self into situations, you know, they put they self in a situation, and that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. I guess 1090 in here somewhere. What's up, 1090? Boy, what they do? I ain't see your name, but but like I said, you know, so a lot of officers you will see, they are cut up and shit, got big scars and everything too, you know, but they get themselves in situations. They think that just because they have a badge that they can treat an officer any type of way they want. Appreciate that, Wacky. You know, they feel like just because they have a badge, they can treat an inmate any type of way they want. And it doesn't roll like that. You know, that's why things happen to officers just like it happens to inmates. You get what I'm saying? And then now one officer might look at it like, oh, I'm going to treat all these inmates like shit because look at my Sarge. Look at my Sarge's face. I'll never let an inmate catch me slipping like that. But really, you don't know. See, you're going to judge all inmates because of what happened to your Sarge, because of how he was treating fellow inmates or fellow gang members. You see, so it just, you know, my prayers go out to Kodak and his team, his squad. You know, the officers, you know, they be digging and digging because this can start an outbreak war between an affiliation and the officers. This can really start something like around the world. If it really went down to it, this could really start something between the officers and Kodak and his peoples. And that's just what it is, you know, like straight up, like you're trying this man because you have the authority to try this man. But you have some people in there that are affiliated with him that ain't got nothing to look forward to, might not even have a release date. They might have an elbow. If people don't know what an elbow is, an L, that's a life sentence. See how it's shaped like an L? Elbow, life sentence. Okay? And, you know, like, okay, these officers are trying Kodak. Well, that's my brother. So, okay, let me go ahead and run up on these officers and do what I got to do. And then when Kodak get out in a couple years, he going to make sure I'm straight for the rest of my life. I'm already stuck in here. You know, you never know how it can go. So, you know, y'all run them likes up or whatnot. Like I said, this is a free Kodak video. You know, you do the crime, you deserve to do the time. But when them officers are doing stuff like that, beating on you, giving you ghost trays, you know, like straight up giving you ghost trays and stuff like that. Back that up, Trumpet. You already know. Shout out to VA, man. But You know, they give you ghost trays, man. That's just all straight up disrespectful right there. That is like trying you. Because here you're already in confinement. And when you're in confinement, you eat on their hours. You eat when they tell you to eat. You sleep when they tell you to sleep. You wake up when they tell you to wake up. So it's like, you're looking forward to them trays. And what I mean by that is if you ain't got no canteen in there, but these trays come 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're going to have no choice but to dig in and get to it eventually. Yeah, you can fight it off for a couple days or whatnot, or a week or so, but then you're going to start getting weak and you're going to realize, like, damn, it's like an illusion. Like, that nasty-ass slop looks kind of good right now, you know, because you're going through it. They feed you. When they feed you, it's within the time period of when your stomach will start growling. They never feed you enough to get full. They feed you enough just to hold you to the next meal. So you'll eat breakfast. By the time, you know, next thing you know, you eat breakfast, boom, it'll hold you a couple hours. Your stomach will go to growling. You look at the time, you'll be like, okay, chow's in 30 minutes. Or while they start serving chow, your stomach will start growling. You'll be like, okay, okay. It's like they perfectly put it on the same exact, you know, they do it at the same, they have a routine. You get what I'm saying? But, so when you get a ghost tray, that's like trying, you know, like straight up. That make you look at the officer and be like, boy, you a fuck nigga. Boy, you better hope I don't never get out. You know, like that. That's trying you. Because it ain't like they pay for the trays, the officers, you know, and they get, the government gets paid while inmates are incarcerated because they're supposed to feed you, you know, and provide you with, you know, linen for your beds and your uniform and this and that. And they get way over enough money to do it. But they already tried to go so low and stretch it so low to where, like, you know, like, you could be getting this for this much price. They get this amount of much money to where they can get this much worth of, or this valuable enough of stuff, and instead they give you the cheapest shit there is already. Hey, appreciate that, man. Shout out to Pensacola, man. Hell yeah, I heard about Sumter. Bet that up though. What is it, Cyan? Bet that up, bruh. But like I was saying, they get well over enough money to take care of you. Like straight up, they get well over enough money to take care of you, and they already short you by giving you cheap shit. You know, they have enough to buy something that's worth $10 an inmate. Instead, they'll buy something that's 67 to 70 cents per inmate. They'll buy the cheapest shit it can get and give it to you, and then that. So you're already down bad living in the chain gang because you're already going through it. You're like living in a big ass homeless shelter. That's what it ends up looking like while you're in prison. The clothes they give you, you know, I remember my first jacket. They give you jackets around the holiday time. All the pockets are ripped out. Like, it'll have pockets, but the inside of the jacket's all ripped out. It's all holes and everything. My first jacket had holes in the back of it with blood stains. Like, you could tell someone got wet wearing this jacket. They're all ripped. It might be blue, and then there'll be a dark blue patch, a white patch, you know. And then all they do is put a different name tag and stitch it over to all the other ones. If you rip that name tag off, there's about 30 name tags all together that was stitched on there. And I looked one time, and it was all the way back in the 70s. I was wearing a pair of blues from the 70s. You see what I'm saying? Like, it had the dude's name and DC number stitched at the bottom of the, you know what I'm saying? Bet that up, Polly. Shout out to the Bronx. But so like they have the money to, you know, treat you right, and they don't. Which, don't get me wrong, you know, you ain't supposed to be treated right. I understand it's prison, but your living conditions should be up to date, you know, and shit like that. So for them to buck that man on a tray, I'd feel some type of way too. I'd tell that officer, boy, you a fuck nigga. I swear to God, boy, I give you that. You know, you let them know, because they're not just doing it, you know, to do it. They do it a lot. They pick and choose who they want to try. Oh, I'm gonna see who I'm gonna try today. You know, they do shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody that tuned in and whatnot. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. There's like almost 700 of y'all in here. Y'all mash that like button one more good time. Right now it's about 9 o'clock. I got a video I want to put out. I don't know if I want to put it out tonight or if I should wait till tomorrow. But y'all go ahead and run them likes up real quick. And I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with me. You know, drop that free bill real quick. Drop that free Kodak. You feel me? In the comment section real quick. I'll let them get in there real quick. You know, you got to look at it. Whether you don't like Kodak or whether you do. Whether you like Kodak or not, he does make good music. Appreciate that, Shin. I don't know what it was, though. It says it was deleted. But, like I was saying, whether you like Kodak or not, you got to respect him. I mean, I respect him. You know, he's the face of Broward County where I'm from. You know, he's one of the rappers that, like, is known around the world, internationally, around the world. And he comes from the same little ghetto hood as me. You know, he comes from Broward County. You know, so I can't, you know, I can't hate him for it, you know. Bet that up, Prospector. You already know, dog. So, you know, shout out to Kodak, you know, and the things his family's going through. My prayers go out to them. Because I've had my peoples come in there before and get denied. And they weren't denied. They took the drive. You know what I'm saying? Bet that up, Lat Gonzalez. You already know. Free bill. You know, they weren't denied. They were eligible and got accepted for visitation through the visitation forms you send in. And then my peoples took the drive all the way down there. And it had a female officer that didn't like me at the time working up front. And she told them no, they were denied. And I was wondering why they ain't called me for Vizzo. Why I'm not getting called for Vizzo. I just talked to my peoples yesterday. They said they coming. You know, they just did some foul shit just to try my family. Talking about Nano Snap, Free 6ix9ine. I mean, I don't know about that one, bro. I can't really say Free 6ix9ine, bro. I don't condone in that, bro. But, like I was saying, man, my prayers go out to Kodak and his peoples. And, he's got some hits. Like, anything he drops, slides, you know, that's how he is. I appreciate everyone that's been rocking with me or whatnot. Like I said, I got a couple videos I'm ready to drop. I just don't know if I want to drop them tonight. Or drop one tonight, or one tomorrow, or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Bet that up again, Cyan. Straight up. Y'all need a pool, man. Y'all know who to holler at. If you're in the panhandle and you do need a pool, y'all know who to holler at. But, like I was saying, I got a couple videos already made out. I don't know if I want to drop one tonight or I'll just wait. I put the introduction to King Shine up. If y'all ain't seen that yet, y'all go check that out. His channel and everything. The link is in the description. And it is what it is. You know, I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with me. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end this one. You know, I'm going to say it one more time. For them that ain't seen it yet. You feel me? Free bill, man. Free Kodak. Straight up. This KFROG TV, man. Y'all fuck with me.